Alright, y'all, we are on part 3 of this Craftsman Hydrostatic 19.5 opposed twin Briggs as the part of the two mowers that I've got. I've got the other one that I'm also working on alongside it. That video series will be coming after the conclusion of this one, and this one should be the final part. Just real quick, what I'm going to be doing in this one, first off, cleaning it up, obviously. Second, I am going to check the starter. There was a couple people that suggested that because it was pausing when it was starting, that the starter might be missing a tooth in the starter of the flywheel, so we're going to check that. We are going to take the deck off, and we are going to replace the drive belt on this. Good news is I just came back from a week away. All of the tires are still full of air on this lawn tractor, and I have charged the 250 cold cranking amp battery, which will go back into this one, and then I bought one for that one. Like I said, that video series is coming up. I'll give you a hint that it's not quite as easy as this one was to fix. So, moving forward here, I'm going to start with the little things. And the first one is I'm going to take off this cover. We're going to check the starter and the flywheel to make sure they're not missing any teeth. I think that it was a weak battery, but I had multiple suggestions, so I want to do it just to eliminate that, hopefully. I hope I don't have any issues with that. So let me grab a tool. Let me grab the tools, the Torx bits there, and the 3/8 socket and ratchet, and get the bolts off, and we'll check under there. Alright, so I've got it was 4 T20 Torx bits, got those 4 off. The rest were 3/8. There were 2 1/4 inch bolts right there that held on the bracket that holds on the oil dipstick. You could take the oil dipstick off with the cover. However, you run the risk of there being more leakage down there where that seals to the engine. So, taking this off, let's see how my flywheel looks. Again, I think they're okay. I appreciate all of y'all's suggestions, though, because it helps everybody troubleshoot. The spring's a little rusty, but it's catching like it's supposed to. I'll give it a little lube while I'm down here. As you can see, the teeth are in good shape, just a little bit of wear on the plastic. We can spin this motor around. It's off, so it's not going to run. Right there is one small chip, but that shouldn't interfere with the operation of the starter on the flywheel, I would not think. If y'all think that it would, I don't think it, because it doesn't go that far up. So one small chip there on the flywheel, nothing really amount to anything. Let's see. Get it around to the one small chip again. That way we know that we're around. So yeah, we're back to the little chip. So apart from that little bitty chip there, I don't see any issue. And like I said, if y'all think differently, let me know. But I don't think that would make it any issue with the starter. I think I just had a weakened battery from trying to start it a few times and letting it sit out and do a few things like that. So the amp meter is showing that it's charging as well, and like I said, I cut the grass with it and everything. So in terms of that, I think it is good. So what I will do is I am going to go ahead and put everything back on. We'll continue. I'm going to get everything back on, and we'll continue with taking off the deck next. Okay, time to play the deck removal game. So first off, this is for most any Craftsman deck that's probably ever been made since the 80s. 42 inch and all that good stuff. Lower it all the way. That way you can get access to everything that you need. As I mentioned, I had to level the deck a little bit more, but your deck levelers are right there where I got the flashlight shining. Just make sure you get it, leveled as good as you can. So in the back, excuse me, there's a bolt. Actually, probably need to put some thread on it. Actually, it's in there pretty good. There's a pin. I don't know if I can shine the light on the far side down there. On the near side, there's that pin right there where I'm showing you the light. Right there. Your pin right here for the deck height adjuster. You could either remove this pin or this pin to get the deck off. The front, I'm going to remove the front pins. So same deal on this side, right there, right there. And then under here you have the aforementioned pin that I talked about earlier, right there. You have your pin for the height adjuster on this side. That should be all the pins that you need to undo to get this deck off. So let me actually get to work and get them off. Just kind of remember where they go as well. I mean, pins are not pins. They're a little bit different sizes. But just remember, like I said, where they go. I'll give you all a better vantage point of what I'm doing here. Grab some pliers for that one. Oh, for both of those in the beginning. No, when pliers don't work, a flathead screwdriver usually does. How about so y'all don't have to watch me struggle, I'll get the others off real quick. Okay. Here are your height adjusters. So your height adjusters come off just like so, and your, if I had a light it'd be better, but your arm for your blade engage just pulls off just like that. And then gotta kind of finagle. You're gonna have to be able to finagle the other arm off there. Actually, I take that back. There's one more pin up in here that you can take off. Just right there. That'll get your deck arm off. So everything's loose except for that last pin that I need to work on. Take your deck belt off just like that. Your adjuster can come off just like so. And then this last one here, there's always one, isn't there? Can't get a good grip on it either from where it's at. It's mostly because this jack has been hit in the left front. There we go. All right. Last arm is off. See if I can get it off here. This one just doesn't want to play ball with it. There we go. Hold these in. Which way we're going to slide it? Let's slide it out to the right of the mower. All right, here we go. Got one more hung up back there. There we go. Now we're off. And we are clear. So let's do this. No harm. And there's your deck. So now, let's access the drive belt. I'll start another clip here. But that's how you take the deck off. The cable and gauge is just slightly different. It's just these two pins are a little bit different, but that's it. The rest is just the same. But with the deck off, I mean, you can see this deck, apart from the damage in the front, is in really good condition. No rust or anything like that. So that's always good to see on a Craftsman deck especially. So, under the mower to the drive belt next. I'm going to see if I can showcase getting this entire belt off. Oh. I'm sure that you could do this without climbing under the mower. Or excuse me, without taking the mower deck off. I'm sure people have done it without climbing under the mower too by some miracle. Guess it's called a mower lift. But best pulley to take it off of first, and I'll lay the camera here, excuse me, is the front pulley. Just make sure that, so this is tight, so this needs to be, must have the clutch off. Make sure you have the clutch on and the parking brake down. Makes it a lot easier, gets the belt loose. Still pretty humid down here in North Carolina, but just take it off of one of your front pulleys here. You can actually get it off the guide, if we can see that right there. It's three pulleys in line. This is your crank, and then two separate pulleys. It looks like the third pulley back is the easiest one to get it off of right there. And then it's just guide. You got to get it around. Which is, it's not difficult. This is by no means a hard belt to get off. You turn the crank a little bit to help assist you. This belt's pretty dry rotted too, so that doesn't help matters. Get it around the guide there. There we go. Get it off of this guide. And sometimes turning the pulleys help get it off. Those will snap back into place whenever you get the belt off. There we go. So those three are off. Best thing to do, if you can go ahead and do it. You might not be able to until we get the last one off. Yeah, okay. Now let's move to the back of the mower. We got to be a little bit more careful back here. Get y'all some light as well. Alright, so there'll be a tilt. Excuse me. So you got your hydraulic fan back here. Just have to kind of work it around the back. Be careful of the plastic fins on the fan. You don't want to break any of those off because you want to get optimum cooling out of your hydrostatic transmission. Let's see. So this is where it gets a little tight because this one's actually got the fuel tank under here, so it's going to be a little bit worse to get off. But so just moving the fan and just turning the transmission a little bit. I'm going to move it on. This is the right side of the mower that you're looking at. So the right side of the mower, just pull your fan out. Okay. You have another guide right here that you have to get it off of. So we'll get it through there. That's off. Off now? Oh, let me look. So I'm not making it all sick down here. So now we are right there. We're going to get it off of the pulley through this guide, and the drive belt is off. Let me just get out from under this mower. I'll show you the condition of the drive belt, and we'll put the new one on after that. Okay, here's the old belt. Finally out from under the mower. Hopefully you are not sick or anything like that. You can see all the cracks and dry rot and all that mess that's on it. That would be why the transmission was slipping on it, going up hills and the like, because the belt's dry rotted, cracked. Would not surprise me if it was the original belt for this mower, actually, for the drive belt. They last a pretty good while. This one's definitely met its match. Not met its match, but it's done. I don't know if y'all can read that. If you're looking for this belt, it's 140294. That's for pretty much any lever-operated Craftsman hydrostatic transmission. They are a little bit shorter than the 6-speed. The 6-speed transmission is, I believe, about 2 to 2.5, around 2 inches longer. I think this is something like 82 and some change, and I think the other's 84. So this is the replacement. Found it online, less than $10. No-brainer to put on. Want to give somebody a nice, even though it's not the most cosmetically appealing mower, nice reliable mower. So, all right, let me get back under the mower, and we will put back on the deck belt in the opposite way that I just put it on, or took it off. So, and just a reminder, this will probably be a little bit tighter when you put it on, so it might be a little bit more difficult than taking it off. Let me get down here, let me button it up. Hopefully I can show you all the assembly process of putting it back on without the video getting too lengthy. So let me continue with that. All right, I'm going to get back under the mower here. First thing I'm going to do, I have to turn this light on here. I love these lights. First thing I'm going to do is put it through the guide. Remember the rib portion The flat portion goes on the outside, the rib portion goes on the inside for the pulleys, for the main pulley and the hydro pulley at least. Okay. Feed it through the shaft first, that way you know you can get it on there. Next, make sure it's not twisted whenever you put the belt on, because that would cause some issues. So remember how we put it on? We put it on through the right side, the mower's right side. That. Alright, so I am all but untwisted. Here's got one little twist left there. Put it through the right side, right there. Could feed it to the top. Maybe feed it to the top would be a little bit easier this time. You probably need most of the slack that you're going to get from this belt to get it around the fan fins. Remember, use these pulleys as your friend too. So get them, turn them slightly, and that will usually allow the belt to get into the groove that you need it to get into, which I just did with the hydro pulley back here. There's a guide, I don't know if you can see it, on the transmission. It goes to the inside of the guide. Inside of the guide. Make sure I got that like I want it. Yes. Okay, let's come back. Don't forget to feed it through this other guide midway through the mower. And then we are going to feed it through. Remember the first pulley I took it off of was this third pulley here, if you can see it on the camera. Third pulley back from the crank. That will be the last pulley we put it on. So now let's do the crankshaft next. This is a little bit tricky. It's not too bad though. Just remember, use the pulleys as your friend. They will help you. Just get it through the guide first. And sometimes they're a little difficult. They're not difficult, but they're going to give you some resistance for obvious reasons, because they're going to keep the belt from coming off of the mower. Got it in the front there as well, so I'm trying to push that through. This one actually gives in the front a little bit, so there we go. Okay, so that's done. Now, second pulley comes out from the guide and goes around the second pulley. And then fit it in the third pulley. So remember, transmission first, crankshaft second, first pulley back from the crankshaft third, and last, the third pulley back. Still got some slack because I don't have any got the clutch down still, right? Make sure it's not twisted on you. You don't want a twisted belt. It's going to cause a lot of problems if you do. So that's how you put a belt on this thing. Y'all saw how I took the deck off. So I'm going to do the opposite to put it back on. Just remember, I'm going to clean it up a little bit too. Take some of this straw out. But looking at the deck belt is in pretty good shape. Just a little bit of wear, but definitely passable. So toss that. Get my light out of the way. I don't know if y'all enjoy watching me do this, or if you just kind of like me to debrief on what I'm going to do. Just let me know what y'all like to see. I try and keep the video lengths down to a reasonable amount, just so I'm not wasting y'all's time. So I'll show y'all the assembly process of the deck. Let me get it over here and get it slid back under the mower, save a little bit of time. We'll get back to it. Okay, deck is there, and while I was at it, I tried to debate on whether or not, because I don't sell stuff like this to where the blades are exposed and all that. Didn't come with a chute, so I was trying to figure out, do I want to find a mulching plate or do I want to find a chute? It's pretty much whichever one was cheaper. Believe it or not, the chute was a little cheaper by about $3-4. It was about just over $20, but it's a good $20 spent. I already had the hardware for it, so that was easy decision. Before I put the deck back in, I'm going to put this on, and the good thing is I have a a diagram, so to speak, not really, but a donor to look at. So see, it goes over, so it goes over the flap here. And y'all know that springs are a lot of fun to get over things. Let's see if I can do this without killing us here. Actually, might be a little bit easier than it is sometimes. I'm just going to squeeze it in between the Maybe this ain't gonna be as hard as I thought. Alright. So, there. And through, I'll give you all a better vantage point here. And just thread it through the spring. Through the spring, out the other side. Make sure that you got it right there. And spring's a little bit worn, but the side chute is on, and that's what matters. And it ain't coming off either. I'll make sure. I don't know if there's a locking ring on this one here. There's not a locking ring on this one as well either, so let's see. Just gonna give it a few taps with the hammer actually. I think I might have put it on backwards. Let me do that. According to the other one, it goes this way. I can get it through that hole there. There we go. And you use that kind of as a stopper for it. I'm not worried about it fitting perfectly. So you don't have a hammer, just use a pair of pliers, right? This is a little bit of overkill, but so that kind of acts, it looks like, as a little bit of a resistor so that it doesn't come off. Thank you, hammer. But as you can tell, voila. He has a little bit of a play in it, but in all honesty, for 20 bucks, I will gladly insure a safe lawnmower for somebody. Let's do the deck. Alright, put y'all down for the deck here. Just a simple matter of sliding it back under the mower. Make sure you're not going to things you go under it. It's just putting things back together, truthfully. to. Alright, let's do the front pins first here. A little bit of a tight fit, but that works. Let's do the other side next. And just be ready, whenever you do this job, you will get dirty. Fronts are on. Let's do the, let's actually lower the height adjusters real quick. Okay, height adjusters next. I'm going to put that one back on right here. Pull. It's kind of like one of those doors. You think you push when you pull, and you actually need to pull. So, all right, that's back, almost back on. There we go. Height adjuster. Mosquitoes are pretty bad out here today. I'll have to finagle it a little bit to get it in there. Oh boy. Let's try lifting the deck up a little bit now. It's always like a little bit of a puzzle trying to get this thing back together, isn't it? Let me try and take this back out. See if that gives me any leeway in getting this height adjuster back on. No. All right. Let's see how much I can struggle here. I'll lift it up a little bit. There we go. Sorry, that was off camera, but I lifted the deck up a little bit and was able to get it in. So I'll go ahead and put this pin, this pin in. A bit too far. There we go. And let's see what else we have. I need to put that back in. That's the blading gauge. Just all right. y'all kind of are seeing how this goes back together. Second guess myself a lot. Anyways, because I just took it off and it's like, how do you put it back together? Oh no. Okay, I can fix that. Oh, don't tell me I have to take this deck back off, because oh no. Okay. Alright. If y'all are curious, I'm working on the mechanism to put the blade engage lever back on. Had a lapse in judgment there for a moment. Excuse me. All right. There. And then this goes on to this. Always seems more difficult to put it back on than it is to take off, doesn't it? There. And we have a pin for that as well. The reason why I like to occasionally show the work that I do, because sometimes I feel like I don't show it enough on the channel, and I want y'all to know that I at least halfway know what I'm doing. Halfway. Not all the way. Should be the last one, folks. So, in a matter of, it's really loose. Actually, let me put it the opposite way, that way it's not messing anything up. So I'm going to bend the clip a little bit. Yeah, that'll do it. Actually, I'm going to work on this clip a little bit, but y'all see the gist of it. It's pretty easy. I mean, this video is getting lengthy, I know, but I decided to put the deck on. I did that in about a half hour. So, get a half hour, water or something, because it is a little toasty out here. You replace your deck belt, put a chute on, make it a whole lot safer. So, next order of business, I'll do it all off camera to save some time. I'm going to fix this clip real quick, put the battery back in. We're going to crank it up, and we are going to go for a ride. Alright, it's out here. Threw the battery in it, threw a little bit of dielectric grease on there to help keep the corrosion away. The hood is a little loose. I think that's about as good as we're going to get without trying to finagle it. So, park brake on. Throttle up. I'll get a second hand ready here. We're going to crank her up. Again, it ain't started in about 2 weeks, so. Alright, let's go for a ride. Oh, wow. I can already tell it's so much smoother. Size of hill here. Let's go back up. Oh yeah. So much better. Get up here and make sure the blades work on it still. Let me know what y'all think about the RPMs. I think I finally got them right. Let me turn it around. Alright, let's see. Backwards with it. Let's let that thing idle down. Well, the next step is I'm going to park it right over here. Still got a little daylight left. This ain't I mean, this mower ain't perfect by any means, but for around, I think I'll get $400 for it. It's pretty darn good for what it is. I mean, you heard it start, run, roll on with it there. I've done the best that I can do on this mower. I'm going to clean it up, and we're going to end this video for you all, because y'all deserve to see a nice clean mower. I'm going to add the bagger attachment to it as well that I have, because I know I'm not going to use it on my other Craftsman since I've got my snapper and all this pine straw in my yard here. It doesn't really pick up very well with the bagger attachment that I have for the Craftsman, so I'm going to sell it off so that I can get a little bit more space. So On the other side of this clip, you're going to see a clean mower with a bagger on it, ready for some pictures. So my goal was to get it done before the sun went down, and well, sun's still up, so I'm doing pretty good. It's all clean. I hope the sun glare is not too bad. Just knocked some of the dirt off of it. I didn't pressure wash it. As soon as somebody cuts with it, it's going to get dirty again. But let me see if I can remember what all I did to this mower, because it's been 3 parts, and I feel like have about 2 hours of video content on it. So, governor adjustment, idle speed adjustment, deck belt, leveled the deck, installed that side discharge chute, lubed up the choke, lubed up the throttle, aired up the tires, kind of fixed the hood a little bit, gave it a nice wash, added a bagger, and I'm sure there's a couple of other things that I've missed in the mix. Well, checked the flywheel and the starter, and they both checked out okay. So let me give y'all an all-around look so that y'all actually can see the mower. I'm going to take a picture of it while it's running as well for the ad. I am going to attempt, or I will list it for $450. If I get $400, I'll be very happy with it. I think this is a very good mower, although it has a couple of cosmetic imperfections. The right front wheel is just cocked in just a little bit. It's kind of like a Honda that has a little bit of camber on it, but it's really not bad. The split seat and the damage on the deck. But, alright, let me sit y'all down and start it up for the last time and end this video. For about 10 minutes or so, just to make sure that there's no water in the fuel or anything. But I'll get over here real quick, out of the way of the mower. Just kind of let it run, do its thing. Thing runs good. Runs really good for, you know, what it is. But this is coming next. I've already got parts 1 and 2 filmed. I've got to do a little editing because it was a little difficult, the things I had to do to it, and a little bit of trial and error. But that's coming up. Should be getting a new lot of push mowers, customer return push mowers within the week. So look for those videos to start coming here toward the end of the month or the beginning of October. Got a lot of other stuff going on, so I just want to try and keep y'all kind of on a regular schedule of videos so that y'all aren't inundated with stuff, nor are y'all deprived of stuff. So I appreciate y'all watching, as always. Let me know how y'all like the fix. And if y'all like seeing me do riding mowers, give me some feedback. I love feedback. Y'all help make me do better work as well. So thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for all the support y'all given me so far in these 2.5 years to help grow this channel over to almost 1,100 subscribers now. And we'll catch y'all with part 1 of this coming up. here in a few days.